Hi, I'm Sean, back for another video with my wife Kirsty behind the camera, and this is our venturing life. In a prior video, which I will link at the end of this video so you can see that, I talked about turning the underbed storage into some dresser drawers. It was just a big box, a big waste of space, and then as I was doing that video, I realized that I came up with another idea that I could add. If I just spaced the bed out a little or spaced the frame out a little, I could add an under laundry little basket as well. So what I did is, and I'm going to show you that. Here comes the reveal. So let's bring this up. And as you can see, and this is all going to make sense as I talk about it. So what I did is I pushed the frame each side out 2.5 inches, which matched just the edge of the bed, and made it wide enough so that I could do a dresser, and laundry. And the way it worked before, if you watch that video, is I'll remind you again, each dresser is 19 inches wide, 22 inches tall, or actually 21 inches tall, which is very important for the framing, and 18 inches deep. The bed was 48 inches wide originally, 22 inches high, and it is 28 inches deep. So what I was able to do is, in that video, again, I'm going to link it in the end of this one, you see that they just did one big box. I was able to take all of the existing wood that was already there and make supports and mount it to the sides and make it to where it's structurally not going anywhere on both sides. What I also did is, while that was happening, I realized, hey, wait a minute. If I make these 10 inches wide, I have places for the manuals for the RV and all the little instructional manuals for all the appliances and everything of that nature. Plus, over here on my wife's side, she can do, a book, or I can do a book, or we can do a couple books, just different things. So that way, not only do you have the stronger support for the bed, because it was only a piece of wood that came across here. So as you're sitting on the end of the bed, over time, this would start to warp. So I decided that's not good either. I wanted more structure for support of the bed, because we like to sit on the end of the bed as we're getting ready. I needed to add bumpers so that when you're doing the laundry going back in, it doesn't go too far. Plus, we wanted to keep that 10 inches of space behind there for storage of extra linens and blankets and pillows. And if you vacuum seal them like we do, you can see that's a whole extra set of sheets that fit very easily in the back and have plenty of room for even more. Now, here was something that happened that really started to make sense as I did this. The piece of trim that was across the top, there was a piece that went all the way across, and you'll see that again in that other video, was not needed. So what I decided is, I took it out and I saved it, I cut them to fit the edges, and this is the only thing that's left to be done, is I'm just going to take a staple gun and then I'm going to color them in with dark brown marker to staple in the edges, to trim it all in and make it look all buttoned up and as if it came from the factory. So now, not only do we have each a set of dresser drawers, we have the laundry basket, which I will link in this video as well as it's linked in the last video. The dressers, which again I'll link in this video, which were linked in the last video. These are the Storklinta from IKEA. The laundry basket, I found that after searching on Amazon. This is 22 inches high and it is 10 inches wide, and coincidentally 18 inches deep. So it slides in beautifully. You can store stuff. It keeps your clothes, so you know once it's kind of full, that's it. You got to hit the laundry place nearest you at a campsite, and you just moved everything out. That's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to move the side rails out 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches. Now the hardest part of this was actually these guys right here. These, you don't realize, but they automatically pop open and they stay open unless they have weight pushing against them. So this part would be smart to have two people help. I did it by myself, but it definitely takes some stress on your back to hold this up while you're moving the struts around where you need them. I moved them back, just simply used the last of the original hole for the top of the new hole, and I moved them back. They hold much better, and they gave me room to do the framework all the way around and hold the dresser in tight. I also, under the dresser drawer, I popped the dresser drawers out. These have a base, kind of a flooring under them. And I just ran a couple of the screws, the original screws that were with the board that came across here. I ran 2 screws in the base of the dresser down and under. So that way, there's no way this dresser is going anywhere. And they have a nice soft close connection, so they don't even open when you're driving down the road. And we just drove 5 hours a couple days ago and really went up and down some bumpy roads and hills and did some winding switchbacks, and the drawers stayed closed, which awesome. Didn't have to worry about them banging around. Now I'm going to switch sides here for a second. One other thing that was made as a concern, or brought up as a concern in the comments of the first video, is the space between the dressers and our wall. Is that a lot of places or a lot of trailers might not have enough space. We only have 18 inches, the standard 18 inches that you'd get just to shimmy past. So as long as you have 18 inches of space, you have plenty of room. You can see the drawer still has a solid 6 to 8 inches of gap before the wall. So you have plenty of space for the drawers to operate, and you don't have to worry about the wall being too close to make it happen. Well, that takes care of what I was talking about and coming back in part 2, and here's the part 2. So you can see it once again, 2 dresser drawers, for 2 banks of dresser drawers for each of us. Just got to trim these trim pieces in. It'll look all buttoned up, and I'll make sure that's the intro picture so you'll see it. It's going to look amazing. You bring this down, you got your storage there, and then next up I'm going to do some shoe boxes, little step ups on the side for us to be able to hold some more shoes. We're just going to keep on working on and traveling, and thank you for joining us on this video. This is Our Venturing Life. Can't wait to see you in the next video. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe, please hit a like, and if you have any other suggestions on what I can improve or questions on how I did something, put it in the comments below and I'll make sure I get back to you. Thanks so much. You have an amazing day.